For decades, James Holloway cared for the small lake his grandfather had carved out by hand. It wasn't just water, it was memory, heritage, and balance with nature. The locals fished there, children swam in the summers, and migrating birds found rest in the reeds. But then the Maple Ridge HOA arrived, with glossy brochures and promises of community development. At first, James thought the cabins were just rumors. But within months, bulldozers chewed through the forests, foundations were poured, and rows of identical cabins stretched along his shoreline. One cabin became 10. 10 turned into 50. Eventually, the HOA erected 139 vacation cabins without ever asking James for permission. When James confronted them, the HOA president smiled politely and insisted they had legal rights to improve the community. But James knew better. Their rights were backed by forged paperwork, inflated signatures, and intimidation of anyone who tried to resist. Families who once loved the lake now whispered that the water felt different, choked, strained, unnatural. By midsummer, the cabins were booked solid, packed with tourists dragging jet skis, blasting music, and leaving trash in the waters. Fish floated belly up. Birds stopped coming. The once clear water turned murky from fuel leaks and constant runoff. James filed complaints with the county, but the HOA had friends in high places. Every door he knocked on was closed in his face. The night James found oil slicks on the lake and dead ducks washed ashore, something inside him broke. His grandfather's dam, built of stone and sweat, had been maintained by his family for 3 generations. Now it held back water that no longer felt like his. Standing there under the moonlight, James realized if the HOA wanted to take what wasn't theirs, he would let nature reclaim it with steady hands. James worked the rusted levers. The old gears groaned, protesting years of stillness, but then they gave way. The dam gates opened wide. A roar of water surged forward like a beast freed from its chains. The lake emptied with unstoppable force, carving through the soil, toppling docks, and swallowing cabins whole. The empire the HOA built on stolen land crumbled in hours. By dawn, the cabins were ruins, their wooden shells broken and scattered. The HOA president tried to rally blame, but neighbors, once silenced by fear, stood with James. Investigators found the forged contracts, the bribes, the corruption. The land was declared untouchable, preserved as protected wetlands. For the first time in years, the air around the hollowed lake was quiet again. James sat on the stones of the dam, listening not to noise or construction, but to the gentle trickle of water finding its own way home.